I hope you're ready for the last great Coliseum today. We've got an amazing show in store for you. Some of the greatest to ever do it right here on the Food City Fan Zone stage. Bristol Motor Speedway, if you would please help me welcome out our host for today. Let's give it up for my man, Johnny Roberts.
Hello, Bristol. How you guys doing? Who's drinking beer? Who's having fun? Who's ready for a little beating and banging? You know, one of the greatest stories ever told here at Bristol was old Kenny Schrader, right? Kenny Schrader stands up in the driver's meeting and looks around and says, sorry, guys. And sorry for what? He goes, sorry for what I'm going to do to you today on the racetrack. Because it's Bristol. You never know what's going to happen. Need to leave your feelings out on the road, right?
That's right. We're leaving them out there because it's Bristol, baby. Let's welcome up, please, a big round of applause for my man, Kenny Wall.
Okay, we do it every time. We're going to see who sucks and who does not suck.
Don't
right
suck.
Here. Are we ready? Woo! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, right now, the right side does not suck. One more time. Hold on. Woo!
They picked it up.
Woo! Man, you all are badass. What a great show.
Great crowd.
I hear that we might have a packed house today. Ticket sales are through the roof. I want to thank you all so much. This later date, do you like it, April?
So, guys, not only do we have Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch for you to start with, Austin Dillon is here as well. But we took it up one notch for you guys. These might be future Hall of Famers, but we have a real baseball Hall of Famer for you guys.
Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Bench's going to be with us.
Yeah.
Is that going to be cool or what?
I'm so stoked to have him here.
Chase Elliott and anybody is a great crowd, right?
I love it. Well, we're ready to get the show started. So if you would please help me welcome to the stage, driver of the iconic number 3. Let's give it up for Austin Dillon.
Right there. Woo.
Come on up, Austin.
I got
the energy this morning. I
got
love it.
I got a nickname for this area down here. It's called the refrigerator. You're up there. It's 100 degrees down here. 30.
Shoot, I ain't seen 100 since I've been here. It's cold.
Yeah.
Woo.
You just have to dress appropriately.
Just get in that race car. It makes you want to be a race car driver really fast today. Get in that car.
It gets hot. I heard, but Austin, we look from the outside into these race cars when you drive around a racetrack like this. We know the G-forces at a 14 to 15 second lap on a high-banked racetrack. What is it like to the body when you're in this race car at this racetrack?
Well, when you come to Bristol, you make sure you get your headrest foam right. You know?
That's right.
Most places, I run the same headrest foam. And yesterday, when I rolled down into turn 1 and I went like that, and I went, hey, we need to add a half or a quarter to the right side. So they go in there and they'll add some foam, and I'll just lay it on there because when you're trying to pull against the G-force the whole time, it'll wear you out. And so I try and prop my head up a little bit for here.
Every year I came to Bristol, it was like coming to a track that was not like any other track we go to. I'd go out on the track for the first time. Now, this is what I did. I want to know what it's like for you. Go on the racetrack for the very first time. Go through the gearbox and run 2 laps as hard as you can. And I caught myself going, do they still do that?
Yeah, you do. I mean, here in Dover, those 2 places that no matter what, you got to reset and say, okay, relax, like get in a rhythm and get things going because you can make it too intense. But it's just one of those places.
And then it felt like the second time I went out, I was good.
Yeah, you breathe again.
Yeah.
It's the first time you actually breathe and bring the heart rate down.
Breathing is important. What do you hold your breath for? I'm at Bristol.
The good thing is you can hold your breath for 2 laps here. You know, it's only 30 seconds. So, you can make it happen for 2.
We don't recommend that, though. You guys can breathe. Breathe all you want. I want to talk about the fans' experience here, getting to drive around this track. I know from the perspective of you guys, does it feel like the fans are right on top of you? You got Colossus TV there. Does any of that ever distract you, or are you just focused on the race?
I love it. I love the intensity of it and the fans and them getting excited here. A couple other places like Talladega, when the fans start to stand up when you're rolling to the restart zone. But here especially when it feels like when stuff is going good and the racing's good, you guys are on the fence, excited.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome to be a part of.
You know, along those lines, Austin, I think we saw this season so far. And by the way, the race fans are the greatest in all of professional sports. No question about that. But we had the earliest sellout ever to the Daytona 500. You go out west, you see these venues are full. The TV ratings are way up right now. You're one of the guys that's out there in the public, a recognizable face of the sport. Do you feel some excitement about it right now that hasn't been around for a while?
Well, I mean, if you could zoom out and see all the racing on the track that the drivers, even the fans that are at the track, get to see, sometimes on TV that it's like we're too close and zoomed in because there's other stuff going on the track that is amazing to me. And you talk to certain people and drivers that have been doing it for a while, and it's as intense as ever. And every position is just that much harder to get. I mean, you have a good run on a set of tires and you get 3 or 4 spots and you've done a lot. It's that tight. So today tires are going to be important. I think this race is going to be like the spring race. We'll see when the sun is popped out. Maybe rubber will get laid down. But I think a lot of people love last year's spring race. Fall race is kind of a traditional Bristol race. And I think we're kind of flipping a coin to see what we're going to have today when we get out there. That first run will really dictate, I think, the rest of the race, because in practice yesterday, there was marbles all the way across the track. It was pretty one lane. If you come up off the bottom, it's trouble and hard to get your tires cleaned off. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of show we put on for y'all today.
One of the last races we had here, there was a group of people that were mad because the race went green flag.
Yeah.
They didn't like that. They wanted a little bit of wrecking. Okay, so now we got a tire that's wearing right now.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have to get going. As a race car driver, do you want the tire that's just going to, keep you all out there, or do you like this tire that's going to wear?
I love when tires wear, personally, because I feel like that fits my driving style with dirt background and taking care of my stuff a little bit, a slicker track. This tire is pretty interesting, though, because if you save it at the beginning, it still seems like it has a dead end. Like, when it gets to a certain point, it goes and it's gone. So it's interesting. I think, certain guys will be better at taking care of their stuff. And you'll see some guys come and go today where they're just blitz for a couple laps, try and get in. But last year's spring race was very interesting. Fun to be a part, because you did see some Mario Kart looking stuff go on when people bolted tires on and just pass everybody in cords. You can feel it. I was talking to Marcus Smith over there. I was like, you can feel it when your right front gets corded. It happens. It comes off the corner and it won't turn. And it's like, all right, that's the point where it starts to unravel. And then you're going to try and go 4 or 5 more. And sometimes you're in a parking lot out there holding on to it. So you got to push it as far as you can, because you got to make 50 laps on the sets of tires to get to the end of the race. That's how many sets of tires we have. If you broke it up, 50 laps, 50 laps, 50 laps. And yesterday, the magic number was about 38 to 40. More cars on the track today, little temperature, little PJ1 around the bottom. You hope to extend that to about 60 laps a run.
Yeah. Really direct question. Ticket sales are up, ratings are up. Why is our sport doing so good right now? What happened over the winter?
I don't know. I mean, I think the racing has been great. I think that you see the intensity out on the track. People are pushing, shoving for every position, every lap. I think the drivers have gone to work and doing their part. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good sport right now.
That Circuit of the America race, man, you got wiped out. That was a hell of a show. I hated it for you, but
I don't know where
you guys run over each other.
Denny didn't put his turn signal on there. And missed the corner. Oh, well.
Yeah, hey, Austin, you're a baseball guy.
Yeah, I still owe him one.
Who should wreck who today?
Everybody.
Yeah. Hey, wreck them all.
Everybody else.
Wreck them all. We're a bunch of assholes, all of us. So.
Hey, that's a
It's
decal.
just the truth.
Yeah.
That's a decal.
When you hear one of them guys talking bad about another guy in an interview, just know he's the same guy.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's your guy, know he's the guy, too.
Austin, you played some baseball growing up, didn't you? You were good.
I played baseball, and I was really good till I was 12, and then I quit growing. And then I jumped in a race car, and I was the same size as everybody.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, but we got Johnny Bench coming with us, Hall of Famer
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and
I
we
met
got a
Johnny
baseball game coming up at this racetrack. How exciting is that for you as an old ball player? I'm sure you're still. I say old ball player. I shouldn't say that. Former
okay.
ball player.
Oh, Ellie. Oh,
Yeah, former ball player.
Usually I get tapped to do the baseball, throw out the first pitch at major league stadiums by NASCAR because they don't want anybody going and embarrass themselves when they get out of the race car. So I usually get the first pitch or do some batting practice. Yesterday we had a wiffle ball game on the front stretch, and it'll show
Who
the
was
pre-race.
Who was the one that shouldn't have
I
been
hit
batting?
the dinger. First pitch, hit it over the fence, which is pretty cool. I say I hit one over the fence at Bristol, but
you
I
lost
think
the ball.
Stenhouse and I were the only ones to hit him out. Everybody else was ground balls and line drives, but it was fun.
That's awesome. Well,
So-
I know the
But go
Speedway Classic will be
Braves.
great.
Braves are my team, and they're going to be here.
Hey, okay, let's have fun. Can we have fun?
Of course.
All right. Let's have fun. I see a Cincinnati hat out there. We got Johnny Bench coming up. All right. Is it going to be the Braves? Woo! Cincinnati.
Pretty close.
That's
I think the Braves. One more time. Braves. Cincinnati. Braves.
Braves got it.
Braves got it.
Braves
Hey,
got
you're
it.
close though.
The way they've started, they better get it together by the time they get here. I know that.
Yeah, but it is kind of cool, though, isn't it, Austin? I think over the years, I love my friend Chocolate Myers always talks about how close Dale Earnhardt got with a lot of the Braves players over the years, and they didn't quite understand. And I think over the years we brought NFL guys not only to watch NASCAR, but to participate now as pit crew members. Baseball guys, the hand-eye coordination that pit crew members need. I think there's a mutual respect right now like there's never been before amongst professional sports figures.
Well, when you can change 4 tires and put fuel in a car, well, actually, you can't even put the fuel in the car as fast as they can change tires now, which is pretty impressive. So an 8-second stop was what we're talking about, like 890, 880 at track.
Wow.
Is so impressive. You know, so those guys they're freak athletes. It's good to have them in our sport and putting on a show for you guys. And a lot of races are won and lost on pit road, and pit crews are so important. But talking about Dale and the Braves, I love the Braves because of that too. My grandfather took me. Oh, there's Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
Major
the
League
legend.
Baseball zone. Come on, bring him up,
Johnny
Johnny
Bench.
Bench.
Easy.
Sit right here, Johnny.
Welcome in, brother. So good to have you here. I love that.
Chair,
The
take my
Braves?
chair.
Is that what you said?
Buddy,
How
I
about
grew up
winning
going
a
to
race, man? Let's
That-
go.
Oh, damn. He won the
went
Daytona
straight to it.
500.
I won last year too. They just
I
took
got
it away
this
from
for
me.
you.
He did.
Daytona 500 winner.
And Richard's out in Africa hunting.
He is.
He is. I texted him the other day talking about coming up here. I was here in 2014. This is so exciting. I can't tell you how great these guys are. I've been over to Richard's place, Mr. Childress's place.
He
It
likes
is
the wine
amazing.
at Richard's place. Let him be honest.
Maybe, and that's why I have the AFib. Who has AFib? Yeah.
I get a chance to be around Johnny Bench. I'm going to take a picture.
We had, I had a friend of mine, and he was doing negotiation. He worked for 3M, so he was talking about, negotiating, cutting back on some cost and some money in marketing. And so I'm not going to say who it was, but they're in the meeting. And he said, well, I did this. He said, just because your car number 16 doesn't mean you have to finish 16. Try making a right turn. Let's see how far we can go with this, man. But this is the most exciting time and everything else. So what we're going to do, we're going to drive aggressive. We're going to really go early, and we got to stay in the last 100 laps. We got to be in the top on the lead road. You got to be on the lead lap, and you can't get wrecked.
Yeah.
Or
Earlier
just
we
wreck
just said we're going to wreck everybody.
Or wreck everybody else.
Everybody, yeah.
There's a
Everybody's going to
few
wreck
guys out
everybody
there,
else.
I think, do that on purpose too, bud.
You know what I
Yeah.
love about this? other athletes, they don't want to talk about what they do. You're talking racing. We want to talk about baseball.
Well,
August
go ahead
2nd,
if you know anything about it at all.
here's what I know. I know this is the greatest defensive catcher of all time. I know that Johnny Bench is a badass.
Don't slide home. I'll tell you what. Don't try to slide in home.
17 straight years with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
You know, it's true. And we're August 2nd. We're coming back here for the Motor Speedway, the Bristol Motor Speedway Classic between the Braves. And they're going to build a stadium inside here. They're going to build a baseball field inside the track. Now, it's going to be exciting. I know it's going to be. It's one of a kind. I was out in Iowa. We did the Field of Dreams.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. It's amazing. But you guys, you know, I don't care what they say. It's you people that matter. The fans, my gosh, you come out, support these guys. You live and die with them and everything else. And then don't get wrecked. That's all we can say. We can do that.
That's what they say in drinking, too. Don't get wrecked.
No,
well, we know we're not going to convert Austin Dillon into a Reds fan.
Yeah,
so we're probably going to let him go. But
I
thank
love
you
fans.
so much.
I love fans. Hey, good luck
You guys
today,
have
Austin.
fun. Thank you, guys.
Hey,
Good luck,
Thank you, Austin. Thank you.
Hey, so Johnny, growing up, if you're going to be as good at baseball as you were, you got to be all about baseball all the time. But
No.
well, you don't. You got to watch racing some. That was my question for
I did
you.
everything. That's the thing about today. These kids are all, you know, we're on a travel team. We're on a travel team. We played 15 games a year. You know, they play 80 games just in the fall. And then they got the guy that's tutoring them how to catch, how to hit, how to do all that, how to throw and everything else. Now, I hope they get a scholarship, and I hope to, but it's the parents, man. Every kid I ever see, I say, hug a parent, because they are taking all their time in the world to come out and support you, to pay for you and do the stuff that you do. You guys are all amazing and everything else.
Fans.
And that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Johnny, when did you get bit by the racing bug? Were you a fan?
I had a 54 Ford. That was in 1964. When I was 15, I drove the gas truck. We delivered propane, and we delivered propane out to the farms for the irrigation and to the houses and everything else. I never really had a race car. I mean, and the worst part is we were down in Daytona, and they were going to drive me around in one of those cars. Folks, I got beat up way too bad. 17 broken bones. They got to have a door that opens if I'm going to drive in a car. Because they said crawl through that window, and I said, looks like I'm on the side. Yeah, I'll just wait in the pits for you guys to get back. Isn't it the truth? But I never really. I got caught once for 127. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
That
fast.
makes you a racer.
That's
doesn't
fast.
it?
We'll take that for
I
sure.
was making good time.
You talked a little bit about it, but the setup for this with the Speedway Classic coming here August 2nd, it's going to be amazing. But I want to talk about some of the iconic venues that you've been in and then kind of compare it to Bristol Motor Speedway, because baseball has been played in a lot of different places, but it's never been played here. So
Right.
what do you think that's going to look like and compare to some of the other places you've played in?
Well, the novelty of growing up in the minor leagues and being down in Tampa, Florida for my first year and playing in Leesburg, Virginia. I was also in the Carolina League. So we played in Winston and Wilson and Kinston and Greensboro and all the. So everyone's a novelty park. But the way these Corps of Engineers, I know they built one at up in the Fort Camp next door to Camp Lejeune, Bragg. They built one there, and it was like just amazing, and what they can do and everything else. But I think it's the excitement of knowing that they can bring baseball right here to Bristol and be a part of that. So you got Fenway Park, you got Wrigley Field, you know, they all have their one of a kind. But I'll guarantee you these players are going to walk away from this thinking, what an awesome thing this is that I got to participate. And they're going to be the only two teams that do this. So it's really exciting, really.
Johnny, I want to kind of piggyback on what Jose said. Out of all your baseball,
Yeah, why don't you introduce the people?
Yeah. What?
Jose, can you see by the dawn? Sorry.
They wrote that
I
song
love
about
that.
you.
What is the wildest place you've ever played baseball? I know Fenway's wild, but
Who writes your material?
Me.
The wildest place I've ever played. Well, Shea Stadium. I mean, if you can ever
I'd
go
have
to,
never thought
you
about
can go to New York and be among.
Yeah.
Those are the wildest.
Or
places.
just craziest place.
We, well, opening day in Cincinnati, we had sleet and snow.
Wow.
And the bad thing was, and I don't know if I've ever told more than 5 people this, and I hope you understand how important this is to me, is that we hit underneath the stand. So we took a little batting practice, okay? And we got undressed, and I had to do a few interviews and everything else. And the game started, and they called us. I went out on the field, and I squatted down and started to give a sign, and I realized I had forgotten my cup.
Oh. Now, this is a good story.
Is that strange
That's
enough?
a good story.
I'm catching like
Ouch.
this here. The umpire wouldn't let me go back. I'm calling the dugout. Get my cup out of the clubhouse.
They didn't want to lose you.
Well, no, I didn't want to lose anything.
Anything else? Yeah. It's not the player. So, Johnny, how much has the game of baseball changed since you retired? When we talk to race car drivers, they say that this sport changes really by the month and by the year. What about the game of Major League Baseball?
Well, I'm not so sure it has. Our opinion has, because we listen to sports talk radio. We listen to 24/7 sports and everything else. These athletes are in such condition, as are these. They've got the right kind of food. They got the right kind of workouts. They got the daily routine that they have to do. But baseball player, really the only thing that I really is noticeable is the money.
That's what all the race car. Yeah. That's what all the race car drivers say.
I made $11,000 my first year. I was rookie of the year. I made 20. I was MVP, made 40. I was MVP and 80. I made 80. Now today, what would I do with 500 or 600 million?
Yeah, you just buy more stuff.
I don't know that it's changed all that much. I really think.
Oh, what's
the ball
wrong?
and bat.
We need a medic. We need a medic. Anybody? We need a medic out
medic.
here. Sorry,
Security.
something happened. They'll be right there. Yeah, we need to make sure somebody's okay. We got somebody coming out there right now. So sorry.
To come help you.
Wow.
Yeah, just want to let everybody know we feel bad for what's
Medic,
going on.
any kind of EMTs, let's go.
Yep.
Need it right down here in the middle.
Somebody qualified coming through. Give him
right
room.
here. Make way. Make room. All right. Please be okay.
Yeah, let's just
Thank you.
Make sure everybody's okay here.
They're okay. I got a
Okay?
thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Good. Okay, great.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
important things.
Yeah.
Y'all be safe out there. Thank you.
All right. Who else got a good question?
I've got a great baseball question. Okay, this was a little intense. I love baseball. Do you think Tony La Russa was the one responsible for like pulling the pitcher like in the 5th and 6th inning instead of, I'm born in '63. We're used to seeing pitchers go forever. Who started that? Who do you think started the pitcher only going 5 innings?
Sparky Anderson was called Captain Hook.
Sparky.
Sparky was called Captain Hook because the pitchers became more specialists to go into the 6th, 7th, 8th inning because they could throw hard. They wanted to get 1 inning out of it. They didn't want their starter to wear his arm out. And so he was called Captain Hook. I mean, I've got to say that was
Sparky. That's great.
Yeah. So, it's like you're going to pitch 5 innings. Hopefully you'll get a win. Sparky never wanted to lose a pitcher to be the losing pitcher if he had a lead. So he would take him out and try to bring somebody in, a reliever. And so he was known for that.
I'll be damned. I never thought that.
So I've got a question. I've got a question about Grand Marshal because this is a special opportunity to be able to. Yeah.
What's that ring?
That's a Hall of Fame wave.
What's that ring right there?
That's the University of Cooperstown.
Hall of Fame. Round of applause. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's like
I
think there's 220 of them out.
Very many.
Yeah. What was that like, Johnny, when you got that call from Cooperstown?
Well, my dad wanted to play pro ball. He wanted to be a catcher. And the war came along. He dropped out of school. He joined the Army. He served 8 years. And so when he came out, he never, thank you, yeah. He never got the chance. He never got the chance to play baseball. So he was watching, he was hoping one of his sons. I'm the youngest of 3 boys. And he hoped that maybe that would be it. And my dad, would say, throw it by your ear. And the great story was that when we were little, we rode around 6 years old, he started the team. We rode around the back of the pickup truck with our little Levi's and T-shirts. And we would have to go knock on doors. And can Jose play today? No, he's working. Then we go to
He
Jim's
likes your name, Jose.
Well, I don't know yours. So it's just, what is your name?
Kenny Wallace.
Oh, you're Kenny Wallace? No crap. Holy crap.
So this is funny.
Holy
I got
crap.
gray hair now. Me
This
and
is
John,
big.
1993, me and Johnny were in Horseheads, New York. And we had a big wreck the week before at Daytona. So at Daytona, we have a big wreck, and I come off a 4, and I went down pit road to miss the wreck. So we're doing this big appearance. There had to be 30 of us. And Johnny was playing off of me and you're a great speaker. And Johnny kept looking at me, and he said, because they made a big deal out of me going down pit road like 200 mile an hour. And you kept saying, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going down pit road, Johnny. Yeah, it's good to see you, buddy.
My gosh, this is terrific. I mean, I got
Well,
I
you
got a
look
lot of
older,
foul
too.
balls. I got a lot of foul balls. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't.
I had a
get dinged lot.
concussion.
But my dad we started that team, and we finally got a 9th player, and we only town of 660 people I grew up in. So we would go play, and we would lose. And my dad would say, that's all right, let's go get a cheeseburger.
That's right.
And then we kept playing, and we got better. And at the end of the year, we played a team that was undefeated, and we beat them. And they were over there crying. And today, it's the parents that are over there crying.
Yes, it is.
The parents are horrible.
The parents never could play. The parents never could play. They can't hit, they can't throw, they can't field. But I looked at my dad, and I said, Dad, what's wrong with them? And he said, they haven't learned to lose yet, son. Let's go get a cheeseburger.
I love
So
that.
a game of life. And so when I went to Cooperstown, we all flew up. I went to my room, I unpacked, and then I walked out of my room, and I walked down the hallway, and Enos Slaughter.
Wow.
I saw Enos Slaughter. Enos said, hey, I just met your dad.
Yeah.
I got to the elevator. Pee Wee Reese comes off the elevator and said, hey, I just met your dad. I got down to the lobby, and Ted Williams is standing there.
Whoa.
And said, I just met your dad. And he had his arm around Roy Campanella talking about catching in the wheelchair. So when I had my introduction, I said, I introduced my family. I said, I introduced my father, but I'm sure everybody has met my dad by
Even
now.
at the bar.
So I didn't go in. He went in. He went in.
Ted Williams always said that when he hit a good ball, he could smell smoke off the ball to the bat. Is that true?
Well, he always said, because he was a friend of mine and very close to me, and he said, I never said I could actually see the ball hit the bat. And I guess I'd say if anything Ted Williams says is all right with me, because he's like, it's kind of like, he was kind of like John Wayne, he was bigger than life. And there's a fan over there that knows Ted Williams and all this stuff. But it was a great time to have my father in there. It's allergies, folks. I'm not crying my head. Just because I met Kenny Wallace.
I cry every time, Johnny.
I think it's
Cry every
crazy too,
time.
because I'll see people, I'm like, man, you don't look the same. Where'd you get all that gray hair at? Last time we were together 30 years ago. So.
Yeah. And it's like,
You
okay,
still got good black
I
hair.
don't have any gray hair. It all falls out. But remember, for all of you guys out there, the Lord gave everybody the same number of hormones. If they want to use them to grow hair, that's fine.
Johnny
Hey,
Banks.
that was good.
Hey, you look good, though, man. You look good.
I
You
do.
look
I
really
do.
good.
You look fantastic.
I feel great. I got a beautiful wife. I got a new grandbaby. I got a son over there. It's a sophomore in high school.
Whoa.
I got a freshman at FAU. And for what we've been through, hell, we got banged up pretty good. I mean, we had our 17 broken bones. I had, probably 10 concussions, and as all drivers and catchers do. I mean, that's just what we do. But, the brain cells are still holding hands.
Yes.
I love
All
it.
right.
I love it.
That is all right.
Tough guy, and he's our Grand Marshal today. If you would, please give a
Honored
big
to
round of
meet you, sir.
applause to
Honored.
Johnny Bench. Come on, Bristol. Show your love for Johnny. Come on. What an honor to have him here today. Get a chance see him down on the track here in just a few moments. It's going to be a ton of fun today. So enjoy it. Soak it all in. It's great to have you here at Bristol. And come back, Speedway Classic, August 2nd. Can't wait to see all of you here. And to everybody watching on PRN, thank you for tuning in and saying hello to us. So I think we're ready for our next guest. If you would, please help me welcome to the stage, driver, the iconic number 9. Let's give it up for Chase Elliott.
He's talking to Johnny Bench.
Yeah, it's going to be a second. And we understand that. We understand.
And we know Chase Elliott is with who? The Braves. It might be.
Oh, no question.
It might be a couple minutes, everybody. That's
so we
awesome.
get 2 Braves fans up here and Johnny Bench today.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's bring him up. Chase Elliott. Come on.
Look at you.
Y'all are
See you,
y'all
brother.
running it back.
Come on,
That's
sit down,
pretty
have a
big,
seat,
isn't
bro.
it?
You're trying to bring back the Trackside Live. I mean, like you're bringing it back for real.
Bringing it back.
We
It's
had a conference call just talking, and you said that
Y'all
you
have
were
seen-
impressed with him because he said what? Listen to the
Last time
story.
you were with us, Chase, you said how cool it was to see the fans
was.
back out
It
at
is
a
cool.
stage again. And this is fantastic, Chase, because you know it better than anybody else. There are no greater fans in the world than NASCAR fans.
That's fact.
Okay,
Fact.
and they've embraced you over the course of your career. So to come to this racetrack week in and week out, we talked to Austin Dillon about this. You guys are the ones that are out there. You're the faces people recognize. It just seems like this year again, just like last year, there's a good groundswell of support. We got more people out here. We got more eyes on the TV. It's a good time.
Yeah, it really seems that way from my perspective. And when you come and do things like this, and honestly, thanks to y'all for coming out here and engaging, because I think this stuff matters when you like in the fall you watch College Game Day, right? And like I just felt like this kind of revitalized that feel.
As a kid, you watched us.
I did.
That's what he
I
meant.
did.
That's
I
awesome.
did, and I remember watching that stuff, and then like now you watch Game Day, and it reminds me of those days, and
Speed
I'm like,
TV.
yeah, Speed, and you guys were having a great time, and it was it was just fun. Like it was just a fun environment. So I think this stuff's special, and appreciate y'all for making it special, for being here, and I feel like it has been a good good start to the year.
You
Yeah.
made Kenny Wallace's day, by the way, when you said that.
Well, that means a lot. It's hard to make his day. He's a pretty happy
Because
guy.
I'm happy with me. I like me. Okay, so let's get to the competition right away. I've been watching these races,
Have you?
and you are up there every single week.
Yeah.
He knows I race dirt, and so
I do.
a driver's joke is we we're busy racing. I made that up, by the way.
Was that the only thing you made up
you're,
today?
You're 4. Let me think. What else have I made up?
Give him a few minutes.
Yeah.
Where's Schrader at?
Don't get him involved.
Okay, so you're up front all the time, 4th,
Kinda.
8, last couple races. Does your car have the speed you like? Because it looks like you got speed.
Yeah, I feel like we've actually been. I mean, like last week, I was. Dang,
Oh,
There's some
all
speed right there.
there it is.
Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen,
the grocery cart.
the grocery
shopping cart.
cart's leaving while the most famous driver in NASCAR is talking.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. If it's not fast, we'll borrow that thing. Try that out.
you can tell when the shopping cart doesn't know what the hell's going on. We got our 10-time most popular driver. He's like, the hell with it. I'm gonna fire him. I'm gonna fire him.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. But to answer your question, I do. Like last week, for instance, I really thought we were pretty solid. I mean, do we have anything for Ryan? No. I mean, I thought he was hands down, the best guy last week. But I've been pleasantly pleased with just our progress and the things that we've been trying to achieve on a weekly basis. And it's just about, you hear it all the time, but it really is about trying to get that 1%, just that 1% every week, and just trying to chip away at it. And we had some setbacks last week, had a loose wheel, had some issues on pit road just as we were starting to make some ground. So that was frustrating. I chose the wrong lane on a restart, there at the end of the race. So just little stuff, but overall, I feel like we've been, going in a good direction. Yesterday was a bummer. I really thought we could qualify well here. Had a really good run here last fall. So that was disappointing just because coming here, I thought, man, we can have a really good Saturday, and anytime you kind of have things not go your way, that sucks. But it's a long race today. I think it has potential to be chaos like it was, in the spring last year. So just trying to understand, hey, how do you pace yourself in that first run? What do you want to totally mess your day up, or do you want to kind of see how things go, right? And that's a tough place to be. So certainly not starting where we want, but I think our car had good pace and drove well, throughout practice. So we'll see how it plays out.
Chase, I think it's a misconception sometimes amongst fans of all sports that they just think, okay, we're going to take a championship caliber driver, put him in a Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, and stuff's just going to magically happen. Yeah. So much has to come together, especially in this day and age. And if you're off just a little bit, you can have a pretty bad week or really a bad year.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely not easy. I don't care where you are, what team you drive for or whatever. I'm thankful to be where I'm at because we do have amazing personnel and great. The boss gives us all the tools that we can ask for to go and be successful. And as a driver, that's all I can ask for. You're giving me all the things that I need to go do my job well. So then it's up to you to go and do it. But it's totally a team effort, right? I've got to be where I need to be. We've got to be talking about the right things throughout the week. We've got to execute on the weekends, and that all starts on Saturday. Used to you could get away with having a bad Saturday, and if you had a good car, you're just going to drive up through there, and it's going to sort itself out by the end of the race on Sunday. Where now everybody's so close, and you're fighting for just these tiny margins that you've got to be on when the weekends start, or you really put yourself in a bad spot because pit roads become super important, right? So you have a bad qualifying effort. Well, now you have a bad pit pick. Well, now you're putting your pit crew in a position where they're going to have to really perform to have a good day. So things start stacking on top of each other, and it's just everything's got to be perfect now. There is no margin to have things off.
One more question,
Okay,
Kenny. You get to ask it.
So we know tires are the story
It's
in the
cold.
garage.
Somebody turn the heat on.
I know.
Dude, I'm freezing.
Dude.
I'm trying to act like I'm okay. I'm like this.
Sun
Not
keep
good.
coming.
Denny Hamlin won last week with a 9.4 second pit stop.
That doesn't seem right.
I mean, you're young, but
Was it not faster than that? Had to be faster than that.
You're young, but you used to race with 5 lug nuts.
I think he made that up. But anyways,
When
go ahead.
you made, I don't even know how old you are.
9.4. I'm hung up on the pit stop.
9.4 second pit stop
That's
last
not
week.
fast.
What's fast?
Aren't they in the 8s now? Did somebody fact check me on that?
So,
They're in the 8s.
okay,
Right?
so
Okay, yeah. So I
now
thought.
when
Anyways.
you make, now I'm asking this because I think it's an interesting question. I think there used to be 13, 15 second pit stops 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What has changed as a driver? I mean, like, you ain't got no time anymore.
Oh, and like when you come
When
in
you
for
come
a
in,
stop, yeah, it's crazy.
What's it like?
It's just fast. Like,
You better have the water ready. You're drinking it.
no, there is no water exchange anymore. I mean, you better have what you need before you start. But it's the pace of the stop. And honestly, I ran the Saturday race last week, and they have 5 lugs on those cars. And I pulled in for the first pit stop. I'm like, man,
This is taking forever.
this is taking forever.
Did you like it?
It was fine, but yeah, the Sunday stuff has gotten super fast. I mean, just as soon as, and a lot of times as a driver, you can tell. Like when I come in and I come to a stop, I can tell when TJ, gets the jack right. When I come to a stop and he's hit the jack, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a good one, And it's, I mean, you're talking 8-9 seconds and we're done, right? So 3 or 4 seconds on each side and we're out of there. So it's changed. Those guys are just incredible athletes. They've and like I said, look, pit road has become a crucial part of winning or losing races. We saw it last weekend, and if you don't have that part, you are going to really struggle, and that's just the fact. So those guys have a lot of pressure too, and they perform at a high level.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If you would please give a big round of applause to Chase Elliott.
Thanks, Chase. Go get him, brother.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. You guys are great. Great crowd. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you, as always, for joining us on NASCAR Trackside Live. One more time, big round of applause for Chase Elliott. Next up, let's go ahead and bring him up. I think we're ready for our final guest. If you would please help me welcome to the stage, Kyle Busch.
I think he's talking to Johnny Bench
Bench
too.
Kyle, I like it. Come on up.
What's up, man? Good to see you, Kyle.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Good to see you, Kyle.
Hey, guys. What's up? How you doing, Bristol?
All right, brother, have a seat, man. Join us.
All right.
All right, guys, so we have been around champions today. We've been around Hall of Famers and winners. Kyle, it has got to be a great feeling for you when you come to this racetrack. You're not bad at any racetrack. All these things you pretty much mastered, but this one has got to be special for you. The sweeps, the year sweeps, and all the victories at this track. Is it a special feeling every time you come here?
Yeah, obviously, yes. It's my favorite place, you know. Short story, the first time I was here was for an Xfinity Series test. Yes, back in that day, we were allowed to test, and I think we had 5 rookie tests or something, right? So I came here for one of those, and I think we only made about 80 or 85 laps, so then the throttle stuck, and I fenced it in turn 1. So it didn't start off with a very good love relationship with this place, but I've always enjoyed it, and it's always been great to me, and come back here strong every time, and we've won a lot, so it's been cool.
I want to talk about you and your son Braxton for a minute, because when I look at your hands, I feel like you're a worker. And when I follow you guys on Instagram, and I mean, you're really into your son's career. I mean, you're in there working. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember all the years of me growing up working on my own stuff and being there and knowing what to do, knowing how to do it, all that stuff. But I've got a couple guys that obviously work for me that do all of that, to prep it all during the week, that take him during the races, in which I'm busy doing my job on Sundays, and he's off doing his thing and racing somewhere, on the same weekends or whatnot. But yeah, just try to get in there when I can and work on it when I can and teach him as much as I can. The driver coach aspect is probably my biggest thing right now. Besides team owner, funding the thing.
Yeah.
But
Write the
small
checks.
thing.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, so Kyle, we pay attention when you tell us stuff. Last time you were on the program here with us, you told us this next generation race car has a very tight edge, and sometimes you want to go so fast that you push it over the edge. Was that the situation in qualifying with the spin, or was this a different thing that happened to you this weekend?
Yeah, I would say that kind of mimics that sentiment. To me, I feel like yesterday's qualifying effort was good. We were freeing up the car in practice, and we kind of had to go back. We knew we had to go back to be good for qualifying. We just didn't go far enough back, so I was a little too loose on corner entry. And the first lap, I got a good solid first lap in, and I was like, okay, I know what I need to deal with now, so let me just try to go push past that and get more lap time, more speed out of this thing. And, just obviously overstepped it. Very, very easy to overstep it, and did that, and went for a little spin. So thankfully, no harm, no foul. And, we'll be starting where we start here today.
Go ahead, Jose.
I was going to ask about the crowd here at Bristol, because there's something special about the fans here at this racetrack, and especially them being so close and the drivers being able to see, hear, almost really feel their presence around the track. Do you ever, you're just driving and kind of like, oh, the fans are right there, and some are cheering, maybe some not, but
Yeah, I mean,
Most of them are cheering.
It's more fun when you get to see somebody else getting into something off the racetrack, and you can kind of look up and see the fans' reaction to somebody else. But no, trust me, I've had a good love-hate relationship with the fans here, or they have with me, let's say, at Bristol over the years. But it's been a lot better on the love side, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
All
The
right.
love is back.
I want to, trust me, I want to repay you. I want to win today. I want to go give everybody a free number 8 special from Cheddar's on Monday.
I feel like, I just got to say this, I feel like the fans love you now.
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
Well, a
It's
lot
better,
of them
right?
always have.
Yeah, a lot of Rowdy Nation always
Has.
has. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so the story in the garage area and all over TV is these tires. We see the cords. So when you start the race today and you start digging, what do you do? Like when you get, does your crew chief go, okay, buddy, we're at lap? How do you manage that?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough because like yesterday in practice, guys were only going 25, 30, 32 laps on tires, and then they were seeing cords. So to be able to make it to the first point of what you think might be a tire stop, is 42 laps. That's basically double stopping the first stage of the race, which is 125 laps long. So you got to make it at least 42. I think there's going to be guys that try to stretch it to 62, because if you can stretch it to 62, that divides the stage in half, so you're only going to stop once. But I don't know that guys will be able to go that long. They'll be spinning out on cords before lap 62. So, I think my goal to start the race is I got a pace in my mind that I want to run, so it's probably going to be don't pass anybody. Stay on the bottom, don't pass anybody. If they want to go faster than me, they got to go around the outside. And, after about 20 laps of that, they'll probably be going back the other way.
You're obviously going to know more than all of us. Is this a surprise for Goodyear? And if it is, did they go get more tires? What's the story?
No, we saw this last spring. That's what they brought the same tire last spring, and then they did it again last fall. Last fall, the ambient temperature was much higher, so I think they saw rubber go down. So the wear was less. It still wore, but it was less. So you could get away with going 80 laps on a set of tires, where now we're back to cooler temperatures. It's cold outside, and so it's going to be harder for the rubber to take down to the racetrack. The track essentially just cheese grades the rubber off the tire, and it's just fuzz and dust up in the high side of the racetrack. And so, it's going to be a race like it was here last spring. I think there's going to be a lot of chaos and calamity.
Are we going to have enough tires?
You have to go 50 laps per set on the allotted tires that you have so far. So you have to make it 50 laps on a set.
Wow. Well, there you go, everybody. Pay attention to your scanner.
Yeah. So Kyle, this sport has never been easy, but I think when we talk to drivers and crews these days, with what you guys are fighting for in the Cup level right now on the racetrack, these minuscule things, these little things, the competition level right now, you take a driver with a resume like yours, the cars you're driving, the cars Chase Elliott's driving, and his resume. It's no guarantee in any way, shape, or form you're going out there and winning these days. So much has to come together, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I mean, just look at last week, right? You had probably one of the most dominant cars at Darlington in a long while, the 24 car, get a little behind, and then they got beat on a pit stop there late in the going, and the 11 came off of pit road first, and he won the race. He had the cleanest air and didn't have a whole long run that anybody had to worry about tires. It was just a green light checkered finish. So it was about raw speed and all-out speed right there at the end, and then they had enough of that, So it just depends, man. Like, it's hard. There are cars that are good that can make it through traffic, and those cars that are good that can actually pass people and make it through traffic are the better cars of the day. It's hard to find one of those pieces, but a lot of times when you're running 12th or even 8th and you've got 6th through 15th all running the same speed, they don't go anywhere, So that's just the nature of everybody running the same Legos.
So we were talking about the Speedway Classic. We had Johnny Bench out here earlier, which is amazing to have him here. But I heard some of the drivers were playing a little wiffle ball out on the start-finish line. And amazing athletes that we have here as race car drivers, not all baseball players. So who should have not been taking a swing out there?
I don't know. I didn't stick around for all of it, so I was there for a minute. I hit a couple grounders, but Austin is really good, so he slammed one over the fence. So if anybody you don't know, Austin Dillon played Little League, made it to the championships,
World
right?
Series.
Little League World
Yeah.
Series. So he's a good ball player, so he knows what he's doing. I don't know. I would, what's his name? Is it Buscher or Buscher?
Buscher.
Buscher.
Hey, bro,
Chris or Christopher,
Busher.
I don't know.
There's an E in the name, and
Yeah.
it's not Buscher.
what are you doing?
It's Buscher, right? Anyway, so he
Bueller.
was there. He walks
Bueller.
up to the plate, and he grabs the bat, and he's standing there, and I'm like, oh, it's the Big Bambino.
Now, I don't want to bring this up, but we saw Brad Keselowski play basketball once, so we know.
Yeah. if anybody's in for a really good laugh, YouTube that. YouTube Brad Keselowski basketball.
Now, yeah, that just tells you that you may be a great, great race car driver and a champion. Doesn't mean you're going to be good at other sports.
No, not at all. But hey, I shoot lefty when I play basketball.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's weird. I dribble better left and I shoot left, but everything else I do right. I golf
I'll be
right.
damned.
I baseball right.
Interesting.
Yeah, weird. I don't know.
Learn something here today.
Been asking the drivers this question, and I want to hear your opinion too, because the fans are out here, and the ticket sales for this race are through the roof.
Fantastic. That's because Kenny Wallace is here.
That's because
I
you're a
think Sides
badass.
will
They're waiting for you to win your first race this year.
That's
right.
right.
now.
Let's do it. Hell yeah. Let's go. I want to. Yeah.
the TV ratings are noticeably up. The races have been incredible. Why is NASCAR doing so much better this year?
I don't know. Maybe all the star engagement that the drivers are doing. You know, we're out all the time. We're promoting everything we can possibly promote, and everybody's working really hard behind the scenes. So maybe that has something to do with it. But obviously, you know, fans seeing what they want to see on TV, tuning in and seeing it again each week, and you know, there needs to be a little bit more drama out there on the racetrack. We ain't got
You'll
enough
take
drama
care of
right
that.
now.
I wonder who could
I
help
gotta
with
say
that.
it,
I don't know.
We'll probably see it today.
Yeah.
You know, Kyle, Daryl.
I haven't seen the script for today yet, so
is the drama guy. You know, Daryl Waltrip said years ago, I think it was about 98, 99, NASCAR went on a huge upswing in terms of butts and seats and TV ratings and everything. That's why the new TV package came around. But Daryl always said, look, man, we've had a cool sport for a long time. We've been doing good stuff. People are just now recognizing us. And I think NASCAR it never got uncool. It never got, competition changes a little bit. But I think good things have been going on for a while. I think people are just noticing it again.
all right, I'm a truth speaker, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they both make sense.
Yeah.
Speaker and speaker.
Speaker. We did become uncool.
Okay.
The car of tomorrow was very uncool.
Car tomorrow was uncool. Yeah, I gave you that.
We became very
The wing.
uncool, right? Like we were like, wait.
And you were honest about
And
it.
I was very honest about it. And then we got out of that, and it was like, all right, we're gonna swing back the right way. So yeah, no, it was. You're right though. The late '90s, early 2000s, that was a big upswing, and everything was going really, really good. And that's when my brother came in, and then a few years later, I came in. So you know, certainly the COT didn't help much, but it's been a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of great drivers have come up now. You've got, you know, sons of drivers with Elliott being out there. You've got one of the greatest of Larson out there. You know, you've got a lot of cool guys that are doing a really good job and trying to make a name for themselves. And so, you know, me included, I still got to make a name for
Braxton
myself.
Busch.
So I'm working on
I
that.
think you
He's
made a
not
pretty
here
good
yet.
name for yourself
hold
already,
on.
Kyle.
He's not on Sundays, so
One final question, Kenny, for Kyle Busch, and then we're going
Okay.
to let him go.
Is it too much? It just seems like if the finish isn't 3 wide and drivers wrecking, people are like, is it got to be that way every race? I mean, is that the way we are now?
So yeah, a little bit. Yes, there's sort of your more casual NASCAR fans that really enjoy seeing the crazy dynamics of a finish of a green-white checkered or a 3-wide finish or whatever, or some beating and banging, guys pushing each other into the wall. But that's exciting for everybody, right? So that's the entertainment of our sport. There's also the competition of our sport where somebody hits it on a day and they kick everybody's butt, you know, and so they finish a little further ahead than the rest of everyone. So you've got to take the respect in that when guys are able to hit it like that and to have a finish that isn't so exciting, but yet there's still plenty of battles, I'm sure, through the rest of the field. And there's always a storyline. Like we've got our own storyline right now. Us in the 8 car, we know we need to score stage points, first stage, second stage. We don't get enough of those. You know, we end up getting into the top 10 by the end of the race, but we don't get the stage points through the race. So that's sort of our hindrance. So that's our story that we've got to work on. There's other guys that they're just looking to get off of the low horse right now, like Blaney, right? Like he finally finished top 5 last week, was going to go to victory lane and win, but he was coming off a string of 4 DNFs in a row, you know?
Wow.
So there's a storyline for everybody, and it's a matter of your favorite driver and how well they can boost out of that and show their strength on Sundays and get back to victory lane.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that the fans here at Bristol that now love Kyle Busch would love to see that happen.
Let's go.
So,
Absolutely. Right on. All right.
always thankful to have you here on NASCAR Trackside Live.
No
Fans,
problem.
if you would,
Yep.
please. A big round of applause.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Enjoy the
Kyle.
race there. All right. Have fun.
Go get him, brother.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Always a pleasure to see you. So, guys, we've got just a moment here before we wrap up NASCAR Trackside Live. And again, thanks to everybody watching at PRN on social channels. Your picks for today's Food City 500. Who do you think is going to be in victory lane holding that
Kyle
straight up?
Busch. Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch. I
Kyle
also
Busch.
think Denny Hamlin is very good with tires, but you know, who knows? I think it's going to be a game of, you know, managing your speed, you know, and seeing what happens with the
And
tires.
guys, really, just about anything can happen. We've seen some first-time winners recently in this series. There's guys that are up there. I think it's a matter just of time before Ty Gibbs wins a race. Maybe that's today. Maybe some of these surprises up there. You know who I also like a lot on these short tracks is Ryan Preece. When is he going to win
Oh,
one? And it's
yeah.
going to happen.
He's been showing up lately.
showing up.
Ryan Priest, everybody, he's been showing up.
Yep.
Well, what about this crowd? I'm so excited to hear that. I come in early today and I heard we're going to have a hell of a crowd. We had a great crowd here. Kenny Wallace fan, I love you all.
Fans, thank you so much for coming out, enjoying NASCAR Trackside Live with us. Come on, fans, let's hear
I
it.
love
It's
you.
Bristol, baby!
RaceRanchwear.com. I'm sorry. Damn it. I wish I had a shirt for you. If I had a shirt, I'd throw it on you right now.
All right,
Love
fans.
you.
We'll see you inside for the Rodney Atkins concert coming up in just a moment. Let's go racing. It's Bristol, baby!